Hey gang, good morning. Ray Moses here, Michigan Hay Sales. I'm doing a video I want to do for a long time. It's like in the teens outside. It's going to be a couple hours before I get outside yet because I got some paperwork to do, you know, January 21st right now. But I am going to show you how I make some homemade sourdough whole wheat bread. It's something that I take with me into the field on them long summer days when I'm afraid of running out of food and I need some energy. And it's something really healthy as a food source I keep with me all day that I think is really healthy to eat. And it's a whole wheat bread. So if you're worried about too many digestible carbs or too much starch, you don't gotta worry when you take the whole wheat berry, the grain, and it's ground up into the flour, not all the bran is scrubbed off of it, and you're still getting a good wholesome grain product, And you know what they say, that whole grains in the diets high in whole grain, reduced cardiovascular risk and heart risk and all that. So it's kind of a bread like probably what the pioneers were making when they traveled across the Great Plains heading out west. You're watching them old Western movies and they got corn dodgers or something made out of corn and flour or whatever, but let me show you what I got. Okay, this bread I made last week, store in a paper bag. It's sourdough. It's not gonna mold on you. You could throw this thing like a football. It's tough, so this thing can roll around on the floor of your pickup and you'd be fine with it. So sourdough, doesn't mold. And this could be a real simple breakfast if you want. Like I say, if you're running short on food, and you need something like this just to get you by. This is a dense bread. It ain't for sissies, okay? It ain't like the Wonder Bread that don't fill you up. It's probably like what the pioneers made. And this here, you can have this for like 2 or 3 weeks and it's not gonna mold on you. But like I say, I made this over like a week ago and it's been in a paper bag. It's been fine. Let me show you how I get started. Okay, so at first you got to make a starter. So a starter, you take equal parts of water and equal parts of flour, and you put it out on your countertop. And after a few days, it'll start bubbling, and that's when you know it's got some yeast and it's starting to ferment. This starter's been sitting in the fridge for the last few days, or since last week, so I got to get it started again. So I've got some King Arthur whole wheat flour. King Arthur works good, Bob's Red Mill, any of that stuff. Just get it anywhere at your local grocery store. So I'm going to add a bunch of flour to it. I'm going to add some water, and then I'm going to kind of give it a stir like this. Mix it good. I found using a butter knife is probably the best. Okay. And then I'm going to let this starter brew, and during the day it'll start rising a little bit. And then when I come back tonight, I'll add a bunch more flour and water to it, stir it again till I get this about full. Then that's when I'm going to put it in a bread pan and bake it. Okay, this stuff's been sitting all day and it's got a real kind of a fermented smell to it, kind of flattened out a little bit. So I'm going to feed it a little bit more. This whole wheat. You get hard red wheat when you do this. I'm just going to fill it up and then let it sit a few more hours, stir it, and let it ferment, and put it in a loaf pan, and I'll show you how I bake it. All right, I'll let it sit like this for a couple hours. I just set the lid on there, and then I'll check it. Okay, bread pan's ready to go. Lined it with parchment paper. Okay, I'll let that rise for, maybe another couple hours and then cook it. I'll seal this up, put it in the fridge, and let it keep till, this will be my starter for my next loaf. Okay, it's next morning, about 5:30 in the morning. I just let it sit all night. That ain't gonna hurt it any. It's gonna make it get more of a sourdough the longer you set it. And it rose up a little bit. I put a slit in the middle so that when it expands and cooks, a lot of the gases can come out of there. I put it in a roasting pan. That kind of shields it from getting burnt. All right. Got ovens heated up, 500 degrees. I put it in at 500 for an hour. Okay, you can see it rose pretty good. Get it out of the bread pan right away. Get it out of this parchment paper. You can reuse this parchment paper. That's good to use again. Put it on a trivet and let it cool. So let it cool first for a good day or half a day. And that's actually easier. It'll cut much nicer if you don't let it get real dried out. You know, I like to cut it the day I make it. Give you an idea how I might want to use this. I don't need a really big, heavy breakfast today. Although this is a lot more food than what it looks like. I toasted some pieces of this whole wheat bread. Put some butter on it. I'll either put butter or peanut butter on it, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. Put some of my black walnuts on it, and then put some wild blueberries on it. And this bread is so thick and dense, it fills you up. It's a meal. So, I'm not doing a lot of physical work today. I'm going to haul and go sell some round bales today. I'll let that cool a little bit. And then I'll actually slice it and just put it in a plastic bag maybe, or a paper bag, and put it in the fridge. But all right, got my cup of coffee. Just use my stainless steel French press. Good way to make coffee. All right, good loaf here to take to the field with you. Those long days that I'm baling hay, keep this with you with some peanut butter, some apples or something, or raisins, and it'll keep you going all day. A lot of energy here.